Hello and welcome to module number 7 for ED 584. And this module is scheduled for February 26th through March the 3rd. And we will be getting close to spring break for this module and also the midterm for the semester. And one thing I'd ask of you is that you could go through your grades, your points, make sure that you have received points for everything that you have submitted. If anything is missing, let me know. If there's an assignment that we're past the due date, contact me and we'll make arrangements to get that submitted. So let's go ahead. I'll share my screen. There we go with the screen. And the photo, I took this back over 10 years ago. 11 years ago, back in March of 2013. It is near Rexburg, Idaho, and I'm looking east toward the Tetons that stretch along the Idaho-Wyoming border in eastern Idaho, late winter picture. So let's go into the module, and the purpose of this module introduces the analysis of variance or ANOVA procedure. An ANOVA is used when it is necessary to compare 3 or more groups. It can also be used for comparing 2 groups, although in that case it is more common, and I highly recommend to use a form of the t-test. Like the t-test procedure that we've already examined, there are various versions of the ANOVA procedure. The first 2 we will examine are associated with between subjects design, and that's in this module, and then in the next module within subjects design. For this, we focus on the one-way subject ANOVA procedure. The ANOVA procedure produces an F statistic. In the same way as we use the T statistics and compared it to a T critical score to make a decision, we use the F statistic and compare it to an F critical score to make a decision. The table used to look up the F critical value is called the F table. Unlike the t-test, the ANOVA procedure is a 2-step process when a significant finding is obtained. First, compare the variances of all groups to determine if a difference exists, and that is to calculate the F statistic and compare that statistic to the critical value. The result of this analysis will not tell us where the differences are, but it will tell us whether a difference exists between groups. Remember, we are usually working with 3 or more groups with the F test. If no difference is found, then we stop and summarize our finding by indicating that there is no statistical difference between the groups examined. If a difference is found, then we proceed with the second step of the ANOVA process, and that's called a post hoc test. The post hoc test allows us to examine differences between pairs of the groups examined, pairwise comparisons, and to identify where the differences are. There are different forms of post hoc tests. The 2 we will address are Fisher's LSD, which is the most liberal, and 2-case HSD, which is more conservative than Fisher's. Effect size can be determined with an ANOVA in a similar way as with the t-test. We look at eta squared or omega squared for this purpose. Remember, it is important to report an effect size when any statistically significant difference is found. Compared to the t-test procedures, the calculations become a bit more involved with the ANOVA procedures. Although we will develop basic skills and knowledge with these calculations, the use of SPSS can be very helpful in doing the analysis for us. So let's go ahead, we'll get down and the directions. First off, step 1 is review the module objectives and scan through this module in its entirety. Then proceed with the following steps. The reading from the how to use SPSS text is short and provides a good, simple introduction to the use of the ANOVA procedure. It is recommended that you first read this section before moving on to the more in-depth discussion provided within the Statistics for Behavioral Sciences text. So getting into the readings, the first thing is to study the short overview and review of research design and t-test. And I just brought that up for you. And then in the how to use SPSS, read chapter or section 7.2 on the one-way ANOVA. Then in the statistics for the behavioral sciences is read chapter 12, analysis of variance, one-way between subjects design. And also we have the supporting PowerPoint slideshow. So let's see. There you go. Then there is a YouTube video on introduction to ANOVA, YouTube video on one-way ANOVA, and then one-way between subjects ANOVA. So 3 YouTube videos. Then post your module reflection, and mine is already in there. And also I have the link here for you to complete assignment 2 and then submit it through the link. A couple other things to consider. With this module, we are getting into the very early parts of March. So again, be thinking on your final project, what you will be writing on, and your presentation. And again, there will be the paper along with a presentation, and we use the 3-minute thesis format, and that's a little bit more than 2 months away. So be thinking on that. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you want to bounce ideas with me. Then we'll be moving into Module 8, and for that module, we'll continue the study of the ANOVA procedure, and we'll focus specifically on the within subjects ANOVA, and that will be in Chapter 13. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Take care.